Hi, welcome back to On the Cusp with
Alan Sather.
and Johnny Whitfield.
Today we're going to be talking about transportation.
Yeah, fun topic. I mean, everybody's looking forward to better transportation, that's for sure. Always hearing complaints.
There's a lot of complaints, especially living in LA, the infrastructure,
Right.
highway systems. And
Public transportation. But really, I think the biggest thing is the high-speed rail.
yeah,
The options for that.
U.S. is one of the only countries that doesn't have a high-speed rail system running
Wow.
from, major points of the U.S., Chicago, LA, San Francisco, New York, and etc.
Right. That's pretty bad that we're behind everybody. We like to think of ourselves as leaders in America, and we're lagging way behind in this.
So, like China, they've got a high-speed rail system.
Yeah.
Europe's got a high-speed rail system. Where are we?
Yeah, and I mean, China's bigger than we are. The European Union is pretty comparable
It's
to
pretty
our
big.
size. I mean, we are a massive country.
There's some areas that it's hard to connect, but with a high-speed rail system at 300 something miles an hour, or 250.
220, I believe, was the
It's going to be
average right
cheaper.
now.
We're going to be able to get and connect.
Right.
You connect into New York and Boston with a.
super fast. I mean,
come on, it's nonsense that we don't have this already.
yeah, so I was reading a bunch of stuff about this, the high-speed rail, like how much it would cost, and all. And to get a high-speed rail that could run at 220 miles per hour, all across the continental United States. So all 48 states, because if the U.S. federal government's doing it, to be fair to all the states, got to connect them all.
Right.
It's going to cost between $500 billion and $1 trillion.
Seems like a large price tag.
It is a large
$1 trillion
price tag.
isn't a drop in the bucket.
It's not. It's really not. But you know what? There is an item or a category on the current budget that we are dumping $1 trillion into, and that would be welfare. Yeah.
Almost $1 trillion a year on welfare.
Yeah. So the guy or the group who talked about the cost of building that railroad was saying that we could have it by 2030.
Okay.
So 16 years spreading out this cost and just additional paying it with taxes, I guess. That's the only real way to do it.
But I don't want my taxes increased any more than they already are.
Exactly. And
So how do you
most
do that?
people don't. There's a couple of things we could do. I mean, we have a problem with the welfare state, and the federal government shouldn't really be handling that. So if we took that $1 trillion, because I mean, states got their own welfare programs, and that's great. They should. But the federal government shouldn't. So if we take that $1 trillion
Employ the people
in
on
1
welfare?
year, we could do that.
Could we do that?
We could
I mean,
literally let them keep all of their benefits for a while and
employ
have
them to build.
help build the railroad.
Almost like the Transcontinental Railroad was,
It's true. I mean, they're
That's an
receiving all this money for nothing. We could get something. Help
Sounds like a good
everyone. They get to keep their benefits for a while, and while we transition to just state welfare as opposed to federal welfare.
Yeah, and I think it would also mentally make those people feel like, they're doing something and progressing in
Contributing.
society as well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
Absolutely.
a win again.
Helps people get back on their feet, sort of thing. Yeah. That makes
Makes them feel
sense.
productive and wanted, I guess. Maybe is
I don't
I don't know.
I don't know the psychology of
Yeah.
that. I really don't
I'm
know
just-
where you're going with
yeah.
that. I'm not going to claim to be a mind reader. So
nice.
But I do know that we are, dumping $1 trillion a year into
for sure.
welfare, and we're receiving nothing for it. So if we could get a railroad system and then wean off welfare, federal welfare, and then wipe that off the budget, that would balance the budget, because we're running $1 trillion deficit right now.
Right. And if it's $750 million a year to $1 trillion, you're essentially almost even.
Yeah, we could pay
And
for
then start paying for
we could pay for that rail in a year. I mean, it'll take a little longer than a year to build.
Right, but they'll have the budget for it within a year.
Exactly. So, we don't have to wait 16 years for that. I think that we could have it by before 2020.
Yeah, I think that's probably a fair estimate.
5-6 years, we could do that for sure, and that'd be huge for the American economy. I mean, being able to travel so much cheaper.
Yeah, I could go from San Diego to LA, LA to San Francisco in half the time or a third amount of the time than I am right now.
Yeah. So, I mean, it would provide a much lower cost option to travel. So I ran some numbers. New York to LA, a flight is going to take about 6 hours, and that doesn't include the time that the TSA is going to be filling you up and doing some weird stuff. Man. And that's going to cost you $350.
I don't get felt that, but I mean...
Well, some people do. So I'm just trying to, say that it happens, and then we could have it not happen on the high-speed rail system and cost like roughly $150 for a 12-hour ride, 12-and-a-half-hour ride from New York to LA. So it takes twice as long, but it costs less than half. Yeah. And that's based on some numbers from what China's doing. They've got a lot going on. We clearly have the technology to do it.
They're adding to their high-speed rail right now.
Yeah.
I mean, New York, their transportation system, kind of going backwards. Their transportation system hasn't been updated since
a long time. I've never even been to New York, so I don't know.
And they're finally updating it right now, adding some more lines. But I mean, why does it take so long to update something in this country?
Well, I would venture to say that it is because the government is doing it, and they're incredibly inefficient and incredibly ineffective.
I would probably agree with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, we just open it up to businesses to compete. They will find the fastest, most efficient way to do it because they want to make a profit.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just economics 101.
Drive the cost down a little bit, and it'll be cheaper for everybody.
Yeah, we have some competing railroad companies on the high-speed rail. Those ticket prices go way down.
Yeah.
Rail gets faster, gets built quicker.
I mean, if you think about it, like LA right now is doing a pretty big overhaul on their transportation system, subway through light rail and etc. But in the 60s and the 50s, there was essentially 1,100 miles of track throughout LA.
And now?
And there's none of it left.
That's crazy.
Due to, well, the theory goes that Firestone tire companies, oil companies came in and shut it down to sell more tires and oil.
Wow.
And created the bus system.
Wow.
And now we're trying to rebuild and get it back to where it should be. And of course, it's way more expensive. And, because you got to basically start all over. But it's all politics.
Totally. Yeah. I mean, you get in bed with the government, you can win. I think that's the way the system goes right now.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But
I think that does it.
I think that does it for our transportation segment. So next time we will be talking about some green stuff, green business, and a lot of fun stuff. So thanks for watching. Remember to check out our websites, johnnywhitfield.com,
AlanSather.com for more information.
Thanks for watching On the Cusp.
Have a good night.